Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. I wanted to show you a few Christmas cards that I had made. Sometimes you get the most beautiful paper pad and you just feel like, I don't even want to cut into it. I don't want to cover it up. I don't want to mat and layer stuff. I don't want to put die cuts on top of it because it's just gorgeous. And the Crafter's Companion Reindeer Collection paper pad is one of those. There's a lot of paper pads out there, and a lot of Christmas pads especially, that are so pretty. But this one in particular is gorgeous. Both of these papers are from that Reindeer Collection paper pad. And so I decided I decided to think about, how can I make Christmas cards, or any kind of cards really, but using this beautiful paper that just shows off the paper. And this is what I came up with. So this is one. It folds flat, as you can see. I mean, other than the dimension of the bow and stuff, but it's basically just, but it stands up nicely from the camera angle. It stands up like that. And if you stand it up, I mean, you get this beautiful view of pretty reindeer and that beautiful paper. And so it just really highlights the paper. And then you can put I didn't put anything on the back, but you can put a nice sentiment and write your greeting on the back. And I'm going to stamp on a separate piece of paper and kind of mat and layer it to make it look pretty on the back. And so that's what I'm going to do. But again, it's 5x7 and it folds flat for posting, which is great, and it just highlights that paper. And I'm going to show you how to do this. It's really simple. One piece of card, and you're basically done. Here's another one that I came up with, and again, it's the same paper pad, but it's so pretty, and I love this floral. And then it's got the little "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," saying kind of in the background almost. And this is also a super simple card. It's basically just matting and layering that paper, and you don't really have to do anything else to it. I added a few gems just, to give it a little bit of something, but so pretty. And then you can put that same paper, but a little more plain section of it. It's the same 12x12 piece of paper, and I just cut into it and cut a little plainer piece of it in there, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment, my greeting right in there. So let me show you how to make these cards that just take advantage of beautiful paper when you have it. So we'll start with this one. It's basically just two pieces of card that are 5x7. And you take one piece of card and you're going to score it right at the 1.5 mark. Then we're going to glue that section together. Let me fold this. We're going to glue that section together, and then we're just going to decorate it, and that's really it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that. I do like the Kalal all-purpose glue because I think it just holds so nicely, and it's easy to use, and it makes it nice and sturdy. And this is just the Crafter's Companion all-purpose card, stamping card, whatever they call it now these days. You just glue that on there. I've got a nice easy card base, and we're just going to decorate it. We just got some mats and layers to go on here. And yeah, I'm going to do it that way. But see, you can see that the back side of that paper is actually really pretty too. That's the hard part, because I never want to cover up the back of the paper, because it always looks so pretty. But so this is super simple. It's really just matting and layering, and it makes a nice, easy 5x7 card. So if you have beautiful paper, this is one way to make very simple cards with almost no effort, but they're they're so pretty, and they look so nice because they just show off that gorgeous paper. So if you are one of those that just loves your paper pads and the designs, and you hate to, and you just don't want to cover them up, this is a great design for you. I do like the wet glue because I'm not good at lining things up. So get it lined up there. Make sure that this is even and that's even, so I'm a little bit of a neurotic about that, making sure that it's perfect. And then on for this one, because it didn't have, like I told you, this one has the little writing, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," and this is a different corner of that same 12 by 12 sheet, and it didn't have the writing on it. So I die cut "Merry Christmas" from one of my Crafter's Companion die cuts. Oh, and it's still got some little things in there. But what I did is I ran the piece of card through my Xyron machine before I die cut it, because trying to glue on such a small skinny sentiment can be really difficult, and I find it easier to run it through the Xyron before you die cut it as opposed to after. And then all you have to do is carefully peel off the backing from the Xyron machine. And this is a very intricate die cut, so I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to pull it and tear the die cut. I mean, I could fix it if I did, but there we go. And then you just place your sentiment right about there. Like that. And I've got some gems to go on, some blue gems. And I like to put just a little bit of tacky glue where I'm going to put those gems, because I find that they don't always hold as well as you'd like them to. I'm going to go with maybe one big one and some more medium ones. I think I got that glue too close together. I didn't count on that big one. So we'll just slide it down. And I would normally put 3 down here, but I'm not sure I'm going to, because that floral is down there. So we'll see. Let's see. And I think it needs it for some balance. So it is kind of important to have some balance. So if you put something in one corner, having something in the other corner to kind of balance it out, I think is important. I guess I could have used a bow too, but I could have put a ribbon up there. But I think that's pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just gonna leave it exactly like that. So again, very simple. I didn't decorate the inside of this one, but you know, you can put your sentiment on there, or you can put some pattern paper in there. And just, you got to make use of that gorgeous paper and just let the paper shine through, because I think it's so pretty. So there's that one. Now let me show you how to make this one. Again, very simple. One sheet of paper, one sheet of stamping card, and it's 7 by 10 And then you score at 1 inch, at 1.5, at 2 inches, at 2.5, and at 3 inches. And then you'll spin it around and do the same thing. So again, 1 inch. Oh, get it lined up. 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3. Okay, and then you just fold that way. So you fold it in, and then you're just going to fold these kind of back and forth. So that way, and then that way, and then that way. You're just trying to make like a little, basically like a little, you know, springy piece with a 1 inch piece on the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and burnish these down so that they're a little from the inside and the outside. It's easier to deal with. And then the same thing here. So burnish that. And I'm going to fold it back. Maybe I should burnish it as I go. Might be easier. Fold it back on itself. Then back this way. And back that way. And that's pretty much the basis of your card. So I did this one, I missed this one by 1 inch. So this is 7, this was 7 by 10. This one was 7 by 11. And then you score it the same at 1 inch, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3. And then you'll end up with 5 in the middle. This one, I messed up. I ended up with 4, but it'll still work. It's just a little bit narrower. So on this one, I had a paper pad that I found, that I found in my, I actually got it at Michael's, and it had these little tags in it, and I loved the little tag. I thought it was super cute, and I loved the color on that paper, so I wanted to use this paper. So I cut this thinking I was going to have 5 by 7, but it's a little bit shy of 5. And just, so it's like 4 3/4 and 6 3/4. But I'm going to have to cut that down because it's not, because I only got 4 inches there. So instead of 4 3/4, I need 3 3/4. So let me cut that down. Yeah, like that. And then I need, so that's going to go back in that back. Then I need a piece of acetate, and that's going to fit right in the middle. And so I need it to be just shy of 4. And you can't see that. I can barely see that. Acetate on there. And so 4 by just shy of 7. And then we'll just decorate it. So let me put that. So we'll glue that paper in. Just right into that back. And again, that wet glue gives you a nice wiggle time to get it right where you want it. That looks pretty good. And then, oh, there it is. I keep losing the... So now to stick this on the inside, glue doesn't always work real well on acetate because it doesn't soak in. So it takes a long time to dry, and you have to hold it while it's drying. So you can do one of two things. You can use a tape pen, but I've found I really like the red liner tape. So, and then I just put a little bit of red liner tape down each side, and it's really hard for you to see. Let me put something underneath the edge of it so you can maybe see the edge. And I'm going to put it just right on the edge of that acetate. Because I've got an inch that's going to be covered up. So we'll just trim that on there. And then we'll put another strip down this side. And the red liner tape is just nice and strong, so gotta love that. It'll definitely hold it. And make sure you burnish that red liner tape really good before you try and peel the backing off, because otherwise when you peel the backing off, the tape will just come right up. Done with that, so I'll put it away. And then if you just, once it's burnished on there, you can just grab it with your pokey tool and it'll come right off without peeling all of the sticky part off. And then I still like to run some wet glue down the center of the red liner tape, mostly because that helps it not stick so immediately, because it's not necessarily the easiest to get in exactly the right spot the first time. And so if you don't, so the easiest way I found to do this is to hold it like this, and you're basically just sliding it in to that last fold. And then once you get it in place, you just want to fold that over and burnish it. And then same with this one. I just realized I didn't cut any. So just slide that in to the right spot, fold it over, and push it down. Start with 7. So there's 6.5, 6 3/4, and I want to go. I don't want it at 7 because I want a little bit of the white to show, but I don't want too much of the white to show. So we're just going to trim it down just over the 6 3/4 mark. And then I know those are 1, so I'm going to go just a little bit shy of 1, so we get a little bit of the white showing. There's one of them. And let me get the other one. Okay. Now it's going to go on. Well, this is going to go on just like that. But I think I am going to layer the lighter lavender on top of there. But I think I'm going to leave it the full length so that we just get the darker purple showing. No, I'm going to go. So I get a little bit of darker purple all the way around. So this was just shy of an inch, so I need to go a little bit less than that. And I'm just kind of guessing because once you get below like this silver line is the 3/4 of an inch, but once you get below that, you can't really tell on your large guillotines, so we're just gonna guess. And let's see how well I did. That's not bad. It's a little more of the dark purple than I was wanting, but it'll be fine. So let me glue those on. I'm just going to use my little tacky glue.
Such a small piece. We'll do the other side. Oops. Glue those onto here.
I think I would have liked that better if it was 5 inches wide instead of 4, but oh well, next time. Just put those on there with so you get a little bit of the white showing, just to give it a little bit more color. Same on the other side. Just slide that around a little bit so that it's okay. Well, that's pretty good. And then I just loved this tag. I think it went so well with it that I wanted to use that. And then the other thing that I found in my stash was this little tree, and I was thinking I would use that initially, and then I found this little tag, and I thought, oh, I kind of like the tags, so maybe I'm going to do the tag. I'm going to put the tree on there too. Not sure. I'll start with the tag and go from there. So for things like this, I like to use my Collall 3D dirt gel, glue gel, and I like my little syringe. Every time if you haven't used it for a while, you gotta pull that little plug out, and then it's ready to go. And I just put globs on here and there. I'm gonna put it right up here. And oh, now this is some pretty ribbon. The Crafter's Companion Lovely Lilacs. I love that one. We'll use that. Oh, or that one. That's a nice one too. Or even the teal is kind of nice. Or the green. I like all of those. Huh. Which one? I was going to use the purple, but now that I got it out, I kind of like the teal. Or the green. I think we'll go with the teal. Kind of like that. Get some off of there. Oops. If you watch Crafters TV, Craig makes it look so easy, and I don't find it that as easy as he does, but I guess it's practice. I just have to do it more often. That's not bad. I think my loop's just a little bit smaller. I think that's pretty good. I just got to cut those tails off. That's good. And we're just going to add that little bow on there. Again, I'm going to use my 3D glue gel. Trying to decide which one. Oh, this side looks better. I think I'm going to glue on that side. Let's put a big glob of glue on there because you're not going to see it once it dries anyway. Put it right up at the top. Kind of highlight that tag. Yeah. So here's one using that very beautiful Crafter's Companion Reindeer Collection paper. And this is one that I just used, I can't remember what the paper pad was. It was some paper pad that I had in my stash from some clearance day at Michael's or something. And I just love that color palette. Probably would have stamped or embossed something down the sides. Could have been nice, pretty to stamp, you know, Merry Christmas or something going up and down there, but I kind of like it. Anyway, a good way to make cards using the best of some beautiful paper. Now,